Go! It's Friday, January 29th, 2:26 p.m. Chilling outside of a Subway. We've only been here for about 30... No, we've been here for
45
almost an hour.
Yeah. Because it's
killing
a chill
time.
day.
Yeah. We stopped to the clip last night when our friend Captain Jack came back. We just ended up talking with him and Hot Sauce, the other hiker that we met.
Party.
We did have a party. It was like a classic AT rager. Like the best thing you can hope for on the AT.
Friends, beers,
Buds, booze, boobs. We all had Mexican food.
Yeah.
Which is really good. Mm-hmm. Sort of a blur. I couldn't even see it while I was eating it. I was just like,
yeah, it was
just
dark.
shoveling it in my mouth.
It was a nice night, though.
It
It
was.
was nice to meet some other people and talk and have fun, share stories.
We had really thought that we were not going to see anyone there. Especially because they showed up so late, too.
Yeah.
I figured that,
Well, that's kind of been the trend for the entire Florida Trail, too. I'm just not really expecting to see anyone or make friends because there's no one out here.
and they echoed that fact.
Yeah.
In fact, these two I wouldn't even say under normal circumstances would probably get along too well, necessarily. I mean, obviously they ended up having more in common anyway because they're both hikers and they're both doing this, but, trail brings people together you wouldn't otherwise expect. You and me, as an example.
Yeah. But it was a good night. And
Yeah, kind of late.
It was late.
It
Yeah,
was
we
like
talked for
10:40 or
like
something.
4 hours at least.
Yeah, and got really cold.
So cold last night.
Started shaking,
Yeah.
shivering before we actually went into the tent.
The low was 34.
That's like cold.
That's like 2 degrees above freezing.
Precisement.
And we camped on the pavilion area, so we were on concrete.
Which was actually pretty
I
comfortable.
felt like it was keeping us a little warmer. There was
Yeah.
frost on the ground this morning, and
Yeah.
that would have soaked the tent, so I was glad we weren't out there.
Yeah, I really don't want to be carrying a wet tent in those bags.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a great night. It would have been fun
Yeah.
to record it, but it would have been not good to do also.
We're living in the moment with our friends.
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was like an injection of new blood, and now we'll never see them again.
I know, yeah.
We're like 6 miles farther than they would hope to go for the entirety of this
Yeah.
day. Plus, we're in a town that's not even on trail right now.
Right, we're pretty far off trail.
White Lake City, Florida.
Oh.
Headed for White Springs tonight, which is really, is probably an hour and a half away. So
Yeah.
again, like you said,
Also, an interesting fact,
J-Man
back
is
to
married.
the people that we were with last night, the younger guy was hiking the Florida Trail with the other guy that we had met the day before,
That
who
is
was
an
with the
interesting fact.
5 people,
yeah,
and they split up
for reasons.
For reasons. But we were like, oh yeah, we totally just met him.
Yeah,
And,
and the chances are so.
I mean, but they were like 60 miles apart, so we were like, yeah, I mean, you definitely did your job in getting away from him because you're definitely like a week ahead.
Yeah.
Which would be one day on the bike, but
yeah.
man, hiking is so slow.
It's so slow, and we
tragically slow.
So, yeah, we started the day off at around 8, and I was in a deep slumber. Like, when you woke me up, I was totally out.
Which was surprising, because I was packing my stuff up for a while.
I was just kind of... I wasn't actually doing anything.
Waiting for you to wake up and get mad and say, it's too early, it's too cold.
You surprised me and got me out in a moment where I didn't even have my defenses up. I was just like, well, I guess I do have to get up.
It was freezing
It
this
was
morning.
cold.
It was so uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was. And we hoped to go to a McDonald's, which doesn't open until February, so we might come back for that. But the 4 of us, the hikers as well, we went to an IGA that had this little deli and had some egg sandwiches, some hash browns.
Yeah, it was decent. It
yeah.
was nice to have a hot breakfast because we didn't have
cold.
much else.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah.
We're traveling super light.
Yeah.
Tonight, I think I would like to make my dinners that I got from Whole Foods.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I think it's going to be better that way anyway.
Yep.
I do want to run up to that, like the main street and grab some beers. But
Yeah.
that's always on my mind. But man,
Yeah.
So yeah, we started. And I was just enjoying, and I'm still enjoying, like, every time I look down and I think about the hikers that we've met and, like, the distances they have to cover and how long it's going to take. Like, I think in the first 15 minutes, we were already an hour into their day.
Yeah. 3 miles or something. Yeah.
And we did get on the Florida Trail for quite a long time today.
Long time.
Yeah, it was about 18
Like-
miles.
Yeah. Yeah.
In fact, it was exactly 18 miles because it was 9.5 to here, and that's 29 or 28. But it was a hard trail on a bike.
Yeah. We were on some private land for a while.
Oops.
We took a road that was like a cutoff of the actual trail because it had the swamp icons, and we were like, nope.
Yeah,
So we ended up getting to a gate that said no trespassing. We were on the other side of it, and we were like, oops. So we
had
just
to-
threw our bikes over.
yeah. Which I was impressed that wasn't harder to do, just because
Yeah, man.
these bikes are really heavy and awkward too. The handlebars are always trying to fall to the left or
Yeah.
the right, and you know, all the majority of the weight's in the back too. So it's a hard cantilever kind of thing to deal with. But we did it really well.
Yeah.
And I was happy with that because. Yeah, the options other than getting over that fence were slim.
Yeah.
And obviously,
barbed wire.
yeah, we were going to do it regardless, but I was glad it worked out well.
But most of the trail was road walking today, so we assumed that we could just follow it fine.
Yeah.
And we ended up in the national forest.
Yeah,
and
Osceola.
then hunting land. And we did see some hunters, and they had like a shit ton of dogs, like
They had, like,
hunting
10
dogs.
dogs, yeah.
And like 5 people, but didn't really talk to them, just rode past.
Yeah,
And
thankfully
the
they-
road
Yeah,
was bad.
yeah, there were huge puddles in the middle of it.
Yeah.
with like really
Mud.
yeah, gross
Smelly
mud.
mud too, like the
Yeah.
gross kind that like diesel engines run through and pollute, and you can't see the bottom, so you can't ride through them. And if you did too, that would probably be a disaster.
Yeah, you would
'Cause the
definitely
mud
stop.
would be so deep.
You would probably go over the bars.
Yeah.
And so we had a couple of instances where we had to get off our bikes and hike a bike and got attacked by thorns. We went over a little bridge that looked like it used to be a train track. And that at the 14-mile mark, that was like the first camp that the hikers could have gotten to.
Yeah.
And we got there in the first 2 hours.
Yeah.
And that would take,
And we were
4 or
going
5.
slow, like
Yeah.
we were on trail biking, so
Yeah.
it wasn't roads.
yeah.
I mean, there was some roads, but they were sand and mud and
yeah, slow
slow.
going. Yeah, I mean,
But it was a nice change
Yeah.
from the pavement.
I don't mind doing that for some portion of each day if
Yeah.
it's convenient for us.
Yeah, I agree.
And I love to have that option because it is nice to be in the woods. But man, as soon as you're like, okay, well, it's nice to have an option to actually go faster and farther
Right.
and to choose like
Yeah.
where we are now with Subway.
Yeah.
It's like we didn't have to eat barf like those dudes are going to have to eat.
And it's like a really cool combination of our past experiences because
Yeah.
we're using gut hooks for trail,
Yeah.
like camp locations, like areas where we can jump on trail and our bikes can handle that. But then it's also like the bike ride where we're eating good food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
We always have clean water and beers and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's really optimal. This is
Yeah.
the way to do the Florida Trail.
Yeah, man. Yeah, cheap. Bike it, take trains, do whatever you need to do.
We're just enjoying it.
Yeah.
There's
It's
no shame.
as enjoyable as it can be. These past 2 days now have been pretty chilly,
Yeah.
and so even
All the time.
yeah, being on the bike, it's sort of a weird. It's like you're just kind of breaking even. It's not hot, it's not cold, but it's not really comfortable either.
Yeah. Because if you put your wind jacket on, it's too hot. And
Yeah.
if you take it off, it's too cold. And this morning was insane. I
Yeah.
was not happy with. I had my raincoat, puffy hat, gloves, and I was still shivering. And I got like a headache from the cold. And
Yeah, I was dealing with that
it's
too.
rough.
Yeah,
But we're in North Florida, so what
yeah.
can we expect? We're so close to Georgia.
the Florida-Georgia line.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see what else. We got to the end of that, like forest road, and we did book it over to here, which again is not on trail, but you know, who cares? It's fun. It's fun because we can just kind of patch it together ourselves. And honestly, I mean, the ACA maps were cool, but they didn't have that much more information than Google Maps.
Yeah, no.
And aside from the fact that I use them for references in order to make the routes
Yeah.
for our bike computers, I mean,
Yeah,
Dude.
Jesse did practically
Yeah.
the whole Trans Am using Google
That's
Maps,
true.
the bike directions.
Yeah.
So He's a hero, and we're banking off of his experience.
And I still can't believe... I don't remember what kind of tires he had, but I think they were knobby tires like this.
Yeah, I think so,
And,
too.
Yeah, I mean, I think his tires were a little narrower. I don't think they were quite 2 inches. I think 1.95 is a pretty standard increment.
Yeah.
But the rolling resistance on these bikes
man.
is just terrible. Like, I can't even really pee while biking because the bike just wants to stop.
Yeah.
And we went through so much mud and gunk today, and now all of our brakes are squeaking and squealing, which is a little bit more resistance to add to it. And our derailleurs sound like poop. But
we smell like poop.
yeah, this is the dirtiest I think we've been.
Yeah.
Not even the swamps were really technically dirty. Like, as soon as you got out of them, you were pretty clean. But we'll have to do some bathing at some point soon.
And laundry. It's been a while. I feel
Yeah,
like.
it's been since we were at the Pipkins, I think, which that was like...
What, 5 days ago or something?
We left them on Monday, yeah. So we were just outside of Orlando 5 days ago, and now we're really close to the Panhandle,
Yeah.
which is exciting.
Yeah, man.
We started a new map section today, right?
Almost.
Oh, we're not there yet?
Well, because we're off trail, it like broke and then reconnected northwest of here, or northeast. I don't really know.
Huh.
But we will be on a new map section tonight.
Yeah.
And we only have 15 miles left. I'm gonna take some back connector roads, hopefully all pavement, to get us to, what is it? White Spring?
White Spring.
White Spring, where there's a trailhead. We'll probably camp there, and we'll be in town. So
This says there's
the
a
usual
water...
stuff.
Yeah, at that trailhead, did you see what it said?
No.
It said, water fountain and faucet at ball field 100 yards north.
Oh wow.
So I don't know if that means that we can stay there. We like dugouts. But, yeah, man. I wish there was more that we could say about last night, because it really was great to hang out with some people for an extended period of time. Like, it was
just
cool.
a very, like, evenly exchanged, very engaging conversation.
Natural.
It was fun, it was funny, it was serious. We learned a lot about each other, and it was nice.
Yeah, so you're 22, the guy, Captain Jack, was 23, I'm 31, and then the other guy, Hot Sauce, was 55. So quite a spread, too.
Yeah.
And, hats off to Hot Sauce for doing this kind of stuff, because it is rough on your body.
Yeah.
And he was looking pretty rough last night.
Dude, did you know that he was wearing flip-flops with no socks the entire time we were talking?
Yeah.
He went to bed, he's like, ooh, my feet are cold, and they were like bare ass in the cold. I was like, damn.
Maybe
of course.
Maybe he's got some lack of sensation in his feet or something like that.
It's like an ice bath for 4 hours.
I guess that might be good for him, technically.
Maybe.
Felt
Freeze
like bad
the
to me.
joints so you can't feel them.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was really fun, though. We really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I hope we meet other people further up.
Yeah.
I mean, we're skipping all these sections, so...
But we are primarily, like, camping on the Florida Trail, and that's where people will be stopping.
Yeah, and that's where you can have those kind of conversations and stuff. You getting chilly?
And I put on my jacket just for riding. I was cold on the last 9 miles the whole time. I didn't warm up at all.
Yeah, it was chilly. I took my gloves out.
We passed, like, 3 prisons.
So you were right, Dale. This is a place for... there's a lot of Florida men out here, so you got to put them somewhere.
Yeah. And that's about it.
That is about it.
We're enjoying it. We'll be done soon.
Yeah. My mom was saying that it'd be nice if we were back by her birthday, which is February 20th.
Oh, I feel like we definitely will.
I was like, I think you could definitely count on that. She got really excited, so I was like, whoa, calm down. I can't guarantee it, but I mean, there's no reason that wouldn't happen. And that means like a year ago, at that time, we were in Indiana getting my cousin married.
Oh, wow, yeah.
That's hard to believe. So you were in the SEC probably right about now, right?
No, it was February.
Yeah, but...
It was
it was later February.
It was the week when the wedding was, because I drove from wherever... What was that? Chattanooga.
Yeah, for a second.
Chattanooga to Indiana.
I almost forgot, too. I was like, how did I get back if you drove your car out there? And then I remembered I biked 170 miles.
Oh, yeah.
Always a fun time. Man. That was crazy.
That's not on the list for us at any point during this trip. I
Not
don't
on
think we'll
these
do
bikes.
anything in the triple digits
No.
on these bikes, which is fine. Like, we're only doing low 40s miles today. But
Yeah.
we did that long trail section, which takes a long time, and
Yeah,
you
it
get
does.
tired, and
Yeah.
these seats aren't the best. And
These seats are not good.
our butts are suffering from that.
Yeah, especially because it is so flat.
Yeah.
It encourages you to stay seated because it's kind of a weird exercise to get up and stand if you're not going uphill because you don't have that resistance, so it doesn't feel quite as natural. So you don't get that break in your butt.
Yeah.
Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you.
But hey, at least we're not hiking.
Yep, that's the mantra.
Yep.
That's the motto, as Drake once said. That was like young Drake, like first album Drake, when the YOLO first came out. We've listened to that song before,
Yeah.
and you were like, all right.
But yeah, time for a chill ride.
Yeah, I think
chill
it'll be
night.
nice.
Yeah.
I'll be the one navigating this. You've been doing a lot of the navigations, which is, I think, a good little exercise for you.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we've really been collaborating between all of the apps we're using, and we're very, like, aligned and open to each other's ideas, which has been nice.
Yeah, it's cold.
Not that we're usually not or anything, but
But when it comes to this
this
kind of
takes
stuff,
creativity and, like, I don't know, looking around for what's available and what roads we think look good.
Yeah.
What trail sections we think look good.
we have to wing it a bit more, so it's
Yeah.
nice that we both have the same like standards of what we're willing
Yeah.
to do. Yeah, because if it looks like an Elric's fan. If I was wanting to stay on trail the whole time, that would be a
Right.
problem. We'd be lucky to do 40 miles a day if we were on trail all day.
Yeah.
I mean, those first 18 miles took like
I think
3
some
hours.
of it would be impossible. We would do a lot of walking if we stayed on trail all the time.
Yeah, between sticks being in the road and those
Yeah.
big ponds filled with gross stuff.
And even just like regular trail segments that it's like a 6-inch path with leaves and trees all around you that grab you when you're riding past.
Yeah, you have to really anticipate the possibility of a tree trying to pull you down.
Yeah.
Because that would suck. And
There was one spot in a really deep puddle and I was on the side and I couldn't get past because there were thorns and they stabbed me a few times and I got mad, so I was like trying to get around them, but it was like a steep drop off into the
muck.
at least a foot of water because my wheels were halfway down.
Yeah, you can see it went all the way up your cassette and everything.
Yeah. And the handlebars turned and I almost dropped my bike in
Twice,
the water
I
like
think.
twice.
Yeah. At that point, I realized I needed to go assist
I
you.
needed help.
Yeah. Something was going to give. It was either going to be you dropping your bike or you were going to have to get like ripped up by thorns.
Yeah. And neither is preferred.
No,
Like,
for
we're
sure.
just trying to have fun.
Just trying to have fun, y'all. But
Yeah.
yeah. It's nice. I will say one thing that we did not really have on the bike ride cross country was the option to go on a trail kind of thing. So to have the day split up where it's like a half or a third
Yeah.
on the actual trail away from all the cars and just in
Yeah.
the woods, it's refreshing.
Yeah.
It makes me happy to be on the road when I get back to it, and it makes me excited to get back into the woods the next day. So it's a little bit more of a healthy balance in terms of
We're
I think
always happy.
I'm happy, but I feel weird. I'm hot. Cool.
But yeah.
Well, bye y'all.
Bye.